How you doing, everybody? This is Top here. Today I want to do an important video on how to use cover in Battlefield 4. Now I find this to be a very important thing. So what we're going to do is we are going to go through a few clips that I just recorded where I really use a lot of cover. Now here, this cover that I'm using in this clip, this is not cover that will block any bullets, but this is just visual cover that you can use, and you can see how I used it there. Now here's another part here where I'm using actual cover that can block bullet rounds. Now what you want to do, you want to use your peak system. It's very helpful, and it will save you a lot of times, and cut off laneways and really make it your point to use cover in this game. With the peak system, I'm not too fond of the leaning system, like leaning side to side, but peeking over cover is really great. So you can see where I used it on that one clip. Now I'm going to give you another great example of, say for instance, just peeking corners. Now make it your point to always check your corners. And here's a good example where I cut around this corner, and here's this guy knifing another player, and I'm able to catch him. If I would have ran around that corner, I might have just missed him. And here's another great example of just peeking corners and really using cover to your advantage. Here we're going to go through another clip where I'm going to use the wall behind the C flag as cover. And you can see I let my players or my clan members go on the flag and kind of use the cover around the wall to just watch their back and help them out as they capture the flag here. And you can see how important it is to really play cover in this game. There's a lot of times people really make it easy for enemy players to shoot them. They give them their full body, whereas in this game there's a lot of areas on the map that you can really use for cover. Now one thing I really mention to people, and there's one thing you probably heard, it's called head glitching. Now this tactic is really where you only allow the top of your head to peer over objects. Your weapon may go into the object, but because in Battlefield 4 the bullets come out of the enemy's head, they don't actually come out of the gun in the game, you can almost put your head just over the cover and still be able to shoot at enemy targets. And here's an example right here. I'm just peeking over that ledge just enough that I can see over it, and I'm still able to shoot. Now these are great tactics. I mean, really play your cover in the game. You'll be really surprised how well you do when you really maintain cover in the game and really go out of your way to find cover, move toward cover, use visual cover. Whereas in this little clip I used the plant plus the brick area to kind of cut off the enemy's view and still be able to shoot through the plant. So it's also good to use real cover, but you can also use visual cover, and visual cover being cover that the enemy can shoot through, but they cannot see you. So it's a good idea to do that. And here's another example of just using cover on the map. I use the staircase here. I realize the enemy's above me, hide under the stairs, come out. He jumps down and I'm able to shoot him. So there's another great example of just using different cover around the map. And I really wanted to talk about this because a lot of times I see players running in the open, not using the cover on the map to their advantage. And there's so much cover on this game, that you can really do well if you really play the cover on the map that is given to you. And here's another example of kind of playing back off the ledge. So I'm only allowing really my chest maybe and just above my head, or my head, to peek over the ledge, taking away the enemy's advantage of having more of my body to shoot. And this is a really great tactic, guys. You really have to try to play your cover on the maps. There's many a time that even I forget, and then I have to remind myself, play your cover, play your cover. So make it your point to play your cover. And here's a really great example of cover and how it benefited me. I was able to drop, I think, about 4 guys, maybe more. So I'm using these small bricks here as cover. I'm not playing right up against them at one point. I'm kind of backing off, and even using the car as cover, shoot through the glasses. They're great. Really look around the map and play your cover. I find the games that I do play cover, I do really well, and it really benefits me. And here's where I die. And in a sense, I did get all those guys, but I should have backed off and maybe played the cover more, and I still would have been able to get them. So that's where sometimes you forget, and it's always good to remember, stick to your cover. Here's another example of using cover on the lobby area. And you can see how I peek, get back down, peek, get back down. And here's an example there. If I was standing up, that guy on the elevators, the enemy, would have clearly been able to shoot me with no trouble whatsoever. So just remember, guys, really play cover in this game. I mean, there's so many different obstacles around the map that you can use as cover, be it visual, be it real cover that can absorb bullets and can save you from getting killed. So just really look around the map and try to find the areas where you can only expose your head area and make it really difficult for enemy players to shoot you. Now, here's a bad example I think I have of kind of using cover but moving out from the cover. And you can see where I use that visual cover, but I really kind of moved away from it where I could have probably shot him still staying behind the cover. So try to maintain behind your cover and really play it well. Peek your corners, take your time when coming around corners, and really look before you go around the corners. A lot of times players will run around corners and sometimes run right by you. And here's another great example. Just play your cover, use that little so-called head glitch, as they would say. And here's another great example. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.